Jin, the eldest member of the global K-pop sensation BTS, is once again making headlines, this time not only for his breathtaking appearances on international runways, but also for his growing reputation as one of the wealthiest fashion icons in the world. Following his standout presence at Gucci's The Tiger, premiere during Milan Fashion Week, American and European media outlets have begun to highlight Jin's unique position at the crossroads of music, fashion, and wealth. Jin's influence in the fashion industry has skyrocketed since being appointed as Gucci's global brand ambassador in 2024. His recent appearances in Milan were praised for their elegance and charisma, with critics noting that Jin's look carried the sophistication of an international icon, while also capturing the youthful edge of K-pop. However, what has captivated the press even more is his growing fortune, driven by his multifaceted career. According to financial analysts cited in Forbes Asia and echoed by Variety US, Jin's wealth is no longer tied exclusively to music and entertainment. His lucrative endorsements with Gucci, Fred, and Alo Yoga, combined with his partnerships in the food industry with Odagi's Jin Ramen and Dongwon Tuna, have created a diversified income stream that positions him as one of the most commercially valuable celebrities worldwide. American outlets like Billboard and Hollywood Reporter have gone further, stating that Jin now belongs to an elite circle of global fashion icons who not only dominate the runway, but also command financial power. His net worth, projected to grow exponentially with upcoming projects and collaborations, has sparked comparisons with Hollywood moguls and European luxury brand ambassadors. Jin is redefining what it means to be a fashion icon, wrote the New York Times style desk. It's not just about wearing the clothes, it's about transforming them into global movements. His financial strength only solidifies his place as one of the richest and most influential figures in the industry. For fans, this recognition is not surprising. The ARMY has long celebrated Jin's ability to command attention both on stage and in front of cameras. But now, international fashion media acknowledges what fans have always known. Jin is not just a star, he is an empire in motion. With BTS set to reunite for a world tour and new album in 2026, Jin's growing influence as both an artist and one of the wealthiest fashion icons underscores the unprecedented global power of K-pop. As one headline from Vogue US boldly put it, from Seoul to Milan, Jin is proving that the richest and most powerful faces of fashion no longer come solely from Hollywood. Industry experts agree that Jin's rise is not an accident, but a reflection of the rapidly shifting landscape of global fashion. The once exclusive dominance of Hollywood celebrities and European aristocrats in luxury branding is now being challenged by Asian stars, and Jin is leading the charge. His Milan appearance was described by Vogue Italia as a turning point where K-pop officially claimed its throne on the global fashion stage. Financial data backs this claim. A recent market analysis by Bloomberg estimated that Jin's impact on Gucci alone during Milan Fashion Week translated to a staggering $12 million in media exposure value within 48 hours. This figure surpasses many Hollywood A-listers who attended the same event. When Jin walks into a room, Business of Fashion reported, he doesn't just add glamour, he moves markets. In the United States, the fascination with Jin's wealth and fashion influence is growing daily. Forbes US suggested that Jin could soon rival figures like Pharrell Williams, who serves as Louis Vuitton's creative director, in terms of cultural and financial influence in luxury fashion. Meanwhile, Vanity Fair described him as an icon who embodies both sophistication and accessibility, a rare combination that makes him invaluable to brands. Even mainstream outlets like CNN Style and The Wall Street Journal weighed in, noting that Jin's dual identity as a pop star and business powerhouse makes him a hybrid celebrity type rarely seen in America. They compared his trajectory not only to Rihanna in fashion and beauty, but also to Jay-Z, who transformed his musical fame into multi-billion-dollar enterprises. Speculation about Jin's wealth has intensified since his Milan appearance. Estimates now suggest that his personal fortune could exceed $150 million by the end of 2025, factoring in music royalties, endorsements, and equity stakes in brands. What differentiates Jin, however, is his global balance of influence. Unlike most Hollywood stars who rely heavily on the US market, Jin's reach stretches across Asia, Europe, and the Americas simultaneously. One striking commentary from the Financial Times declared, Jin is not just one of the richest fashion icons, he is the prototype of the next generation of wealth, built on cross-cultural influence and fandom loyalty. Perhaps the most telling reaction came from American fans who flooded X, formerly Twitter, with the phrase richest idol in fashion, a label that quickly trended worldwide. For ARMY, It was both a celebration and a validation of Jin's hard work. For critics, it was proof that the lines between pop culture and wealth creation are blurring faster than ever before. Jin's story is more than one man's success. It represents the globalization of K-pop into sectors once thought untouchable by idols: luxury, wealth, and international business. As BTS prepares for a reunion tour in 2026, Jin's dominance in fashion is expected to add even more weight to the group's return, making their collective influence impossible for the global entertainment industry to ignore. When Paris Match in Europe and Billboard in the United States both published back-to-back features praising Jin's Milan Fashion Week appearance, fan communities erupted in celebration. In New York, ARMY billboards lit up in Times Square, displaying congratulatory messages such as Jin, fashion's global king, while in Paris, fans organized flash mobs in front of the Louvre, waving banners that read, "From Seoul to Milan, Jin rules the world." American fans expressed both surprise and pride that their domestic media outlets, which traditionally center Hollywood stars, were now openly recognizing a K-pop idol as the new standard in fashion. It feels surreal to see Jin's name mentioned alongside Rihanna, Pharrell, and Beyoncé in the same sentence about wealth and influence, one fan told NBC News. Another fan on Reddit's r/banking community wrote, "For the first time, Hollywood isn't the blueprint, Seoul is, and Jin is the proof." In Europe, reactions carried an almost regal tone. Italian and French fashion magazines began calling Jin the Prince of Milan, citing not only his appearance at Gucci's The Tiger premiere but also the elegance of his offstage demeanor. Vogue France stated bluntly, "No Hollywood celebrity captured Milan the way Jin did. The cameras followed him, the crowd screamed his name, and the fashion world bent in his direction." What stunned both American and European observers was how Jin's visual presence and financial strength seemed to eclipse even established Hollywood celebrities. While stars like Demi Moore and Edward Norton appeared alongside him at Gucci's event, much of the international coverage placed Jin front and center, sparking debates about whether the traditional hierarchy of celebrity had just shifted. In Los Angeles, Variety went as far as saying, "For decades, American stars defined fashion's elite circle. But Jin's Milan performance showed that today, the world may look to Korea first." Meanwhile, The Guardian in the UK praised Jin's ability to blend sophistication, humility, and financial clout into a single brand identity, making him a once-in-a-generation figure. Behind this cultural shockwave is the ARMY itself, the driving engine that US and European media now openly acknowledge as an unparalleled force. Rolling Stone reported that hashtags connected to Jin's Milan trip generated more engagement than all other Fashion Week mentions combined, across both the US and Europe. Analysts now view ARMY not only as a fandom but as a global marketing powerhouse capable of shaping headlines in real time. For many in America and Europe, Jin's recognition as one of the wealthiest and most influential icons in fashion feels like both a surprise and an inevitability. Surprise because the fashion world has traditionally centered Western stars, and inevitability because Jin's charisma, artistry, and business acumen have made such acknowledgement unavoidable. In the words of the New York Times, "It is no longer about whether Jin belongs on the same level as Hollywood's richest and most glamorous. It is about whether they can keep up with him."